Hello, you're with Libby from libbystamps.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. Now, on my Facebook business page yesterday, I tried to show you how to make one of these, what I call sour cream containers, but mine's with a bit of a difference. Anyway, I finally worked it out, and it's got a little turnover bit with the rounded corners, and we've got the white organza ribbon, and I've used the designer series paper from the Sweet Soirée suite, which is on page 15 of the occasions catalogue. Beautiful papers here that you can see, and so I've chosen one of those to use today. And what else? I've used the sentiment out of the stamp set. So this one here, it's got some lovely sentiments, and I've used the corresponding die, which is the tag die, which I've talked to you about before. I'm not actually going to do a tag for today's project, just adds to the time, but I thought you'd like to see that I do them as part of the bundle. So I use a sentiment and the tag die out of the bundle to make the tag. I'll do that when I post the photos on my blog. I'll have samples up for you. Oh, I seem to have silver embossing powder everywhere. Okay, so this is easier than it looks, and we're going to make it a little bit different to this one. And all I've done is punched a couple of holes in there, tied the ribbon through it, and then I've tied the tag onto the ribbon so it's not impeding the opening of the box. And when you open it, you can take the tag off and keep it. You could write on the back, and when you open it, you could fit quite a lot inside. So it would make a lovely favour for any sort of party that you've got going on, even a wedding. So keep that in mind. They're easy to make. You'll get 4 out of 1 sheet of designer series paper, and they don't take that long. You start off with a piece of 6 by 6 or 15.2 centimetres by 15.2 centimetres of cardstock, and down the right hand side you're going to move it across. I'm just doing this in my trimmer, and the 1/4 inch mark is here. So 1/4 inch is for about 0.6, 0.7 of a centimetre. So I'm just going to put it here and score at that 1/4 inch mark, and then I'm going to flip it and score again on the 1/4 inch mark. And then I'm going to go across the top. I'll turn it 90. And we're going to score this bit at 1/2 inch. So I could probably do it on this side at 1/2 inch. I'll put all the measurements on my blog anyway, in metric and imperial. So at 1/2 inch, and we're going to score along there. Alright, now then you need to put a couple of little score lines down here. So at the 1.5 inch point on each end, I just scored down because that's where I'm going to cut, and we've got another piece to cut to down here, this little tab bit, cut that off as well. So I'll put my trimmer aside and come in with my snips, and we're going to cut. Alright, so I'm going to cut along here to 1.5 inches and trim off, and then 1.5 inches and trim that off. And you probably should have scored 1/4 inch on this side too. And then down the bottom you're going to put a mark at 3 inches and trim that off with your snips. So just go along that score line you made, and this score line here that you made, you're going to trim that off. Alright, so that's all the trimming, and I forgot one bit of scoring, so we'll do that next. So far your container should look like this, and then on the opposite side to where you just trimmed that bit off, do another score line at 1/4 inch. So I'll just bring it in here like that, or 0.6 of a centimetre, and we're just going to score that there. Then you need your bone folder, and you're going to fold on these score lines. So fold that up like that. Fold this one over. Now, because this is Specialty Designer Series paper, it's a bit stiffer than your normal Designer Series paper, but it is beautiful to work with. So, and then we're going to fold this over like that. And you need to snip off this little square down here. So we've folded it over to the score line, and that's all snipping. Alright, so now you should have a piece that looks roughly like that, or on the other side looks like that. Alright, so we're going to add some tear and tape. So we need to add some down here, which is where you scored. Now add it right next to the edge, because the tear and tape is 1/4 of an inch wide, and so it's that score line. So if you deviate from the edge, you're going to end up with tear and tape everywhere, and then another bit at the bottom. Alright, and then we just need to take our tear and tape off. So then with my paper piercing tool, and then with this one. These are quite quick treat holders when you start to make them, and as I said, you can get 4 out of a sheet of 30 by 30 or 12 inch by 12 inch DSP. Alright, now you can do this one of 2 ways. We're going on the outside. You could fold on the inside. I was going to do that this time and show you, but I didn't. So go do the bottom, fold it up. So you could put tear and tape on the outside of the seams and then fold them in. Alright, and this one is going over, so meet it up at the top, and this time we're going to start at the top, fold it over and go all the way down to the bottom. And then I like to bring my bone folder in and just give all that a good squish down to make sure it's well adhered. So you can probably see here there's a few open bits, but with the bone folder squeezing that down, that makes all that sealed really nicely. Alright, then you're going to squash it like this and fold that over. Alright, and then come in with your, I think it's an 1/8 of an inch handheld circle punch that Stampin' Up make, and put it between the tongue and the bottom of the punch. The tongue's there to hold the cardstock or DSP in place, and just punch down, and you have to have muscles for this one because the paper's so thick. Alright, take it off, beautiful, and then right, and punch the other side, there, punch down. Alright, take it off, punch, and we need some ribbon. Alright, now the trick to this, to threading the ribbon through those fine holes, is to have a very sharp point on one end, almost like a needle. And we're going to tie the ribbon on the other side. So I'm going to go through from the other side and catch it, pull it through, and then through to the other side. It just saves you cutting 2 ends into a point. And if you squash it together, it helps you get it through the holes easier. Pull it, and when you pull it, just make sure it's not twisted at the back so that your ribbon's still nice and flat. And then we're going to tie our bow. So this is all I did with the other one. I just tied the bow. So I make a loop in my right hand because I'm right-handed, and then I come around the back and through where my index finger is to make the bow, and then just come in and tidy it up. That's looking pretty good anyway. Alright, maybe shorter loops, do you think? Alright, tidy up the ribbon. Can't think today. And then we have our sour cream container. Add your tag. So add your tag. I just tied an overhand loop through there. Tied it through the ribbon, and then another overhand loop just there actually. Yeah. Alright, this is done in Versamark and silver embossed powder and cut out with the tag from the set. So there are our sour cream containers. I'll finish this one off with a tag and post it below, and all the measurements will be on my blog. If you'd like to shop with me, and I'd love you to be one of my customers, go to libbystamps.com and press on the shop button. I've got a special going till 11:50 p.m. tonight, which gives you my demonstrator discount of 20% back in your bank. You can email me or shop online and I will refund into your bank for you. Yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you back again tomorrow. Thanks for your time and thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.
Imagination, try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind. You'll find inspiration. All I'm saying is you can do it. I wanna hear